Hey guys, and welcome to another Game Explained discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Binder and special guest Ted Wiesen from Brain Scratch Comms to discuss a brand new character and track DLC coming to Mario Kart 8. So let's get started. Alright guys, in case today wasn't big enough on news already, Nintendo came out and announced more stuff coming to Mario Kart 8. Now we already knew about the Mercedes DLC and the update coming very soon that has, a few new features. But now we found out about 2 track packs coming out, one in November and another in May 2015, and each track pack will retail for £7, or I think is about $10 in the US, and will include 3 characters, 8 new tracks, 4 new vehicles, and if you get both, you actually get a special bonus, being the ability to select 8 different colored Yoshis or Shy Guys. So this is kind of nuts. I mean, this is exactly what we've wanted since basically we started doing discussions on Mario Kart 8. So let's just get your guys' quick reactions to having this DLC come out.
Oh, this is fantastic. I mean, this is, as you said, this is what we wanted, but I don't think we expected it to be this meaty. We were always saying, okay, 4 choruses and a character, and this is double the choruses and 3 times the characters, plus some new vehicles. And it's crazy what all they're adding. I mean, it's not just the fact that we're getting choruses and characters, it's which characters we're getting. Yeah, Tanuki Mario and Cat Peach are kind of whatever, but we also get Link, Isabelle, and the Villager, and some crazy card options as well, which just makes this unbelievable, especially for the fact that this is only $10.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, but probably 10 to 15, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Not just that, because I did not expect for them to bring over crossover stuff at all, although this isn't completely unprecedented because there was the Sonic Lost World sort of DLC where they had the Yoshi level and the Zelda level there, so this isn't completely out of left field. This has happened before, but it's just I don't think anybody expected to get a full F-Zero course or have Link be able to ride on a motorcycle or anything. This is just absolutely insane amount of stuff, and this is exactly what I wanted from Mario Kart DLC. This is above and beyond my expectations.
Yeah, you're right. It's not really that unprecedented, especially when you take into consideration Mario Kart GP, the arcade version is by Namco. Which already has some character crossovers, like with Pac-Man and, the Ghost and a few other things like that. With that said, I didn't, those aren't really canon if Mario Kart has such a thing. And I didn't really expect that of Mario Kart 8. And this is kind of cool. And I was even skeptical, and it is surprising. Because I wasn't sure if they would, we've kind of discussed this before, they would go the Smash Brothers route of Mario Kart. And, they're not going all in, this is just a few characters. But it is really cool to see, and by bringing in this other IP, I think it'll even open up the track design even more, to have even crazier themes than what we've already seen. Because Mario Kart's kind of already exhausted a lot of the main themes. We've had an airport now, we've had factories, how many mountains have we had? But by exploring other game worlds, that just opens up so many more things they can do, like Animal Crossing, for instance. Who would have expected a track based on that?
Not me, and especially when you consider how Mario Kart 8's main gimmick is anti-gravity, so not only do we get to see a Mario Kart interpretation of Hyrule Field or whatever, we get to see a Mario Kart 8 interpretation of stuff like that, so not only do we get wacky Zelda or Animal Crossing renditions, we get to see these sorts of things turn completely upside down, and that's just gotta be I did not think that I would ever be able to see something like this in my life, even though it makes so much sense. Mario Kart does well, Super Smash Brothers does well, put them together, it makes so much sense, and I just never thought that it would actually happen.
Well, and speaking of making sense, the whole anti-gravity thing, it makes so much sense now that you can play as the Blue Falcon on an F-Zero course, right? Being apparently Mute City, from what we can tell in this picture.
Yeah, it looks like to be Mute City, and of course the Blue Falcon is back, which was available on Mario Kart Wii, but it's nice to see it in here and actually having a course based on Mute City. And I'm really curious what exactly they can come up with for that track, because it has the anti-gravity and stuff. It can be kind of crazy. So there's all kind of stuff, and it seems to be from what we can tell from these choruses, which we've only seen, at least with this first picture for the first DLC pack, one being, Mute City, another one being Wario's Gold Mine from Wii, which is, a new retro chorus, and then this other one that we think kind of looks like Excite Bike.
Yeah, I mean, it looks to me, very much like Excite Bike, specifically the original NES version. Like with the 45-degree hills, and the different, slight gradient changes on them.
Well, Excite Bike kind of makes sense because, we got the Blue Falcon as one of the cars. Why not have one of the Excite Bikes as an available new motorcycle for the game? It just makes so much sense, and I like the idea that, okay, we're only getting a few new characters, but if we can bring in some Nintendo, some tracks that make sense from Nintendo's history. I mean, we were just talking about in the leak discussion a few days earlier about, Mach Rider being hinted at potentially being one of the unlockable characters. Whether that's real or not, we could get Mach Rider references.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up, like, when you think of Nintendo racers that aren't, Mario Kart and F-Zero, it's just Excite Bike and Mach Rider are the two to come to mind. It's odd too because those are games that are very much NES games, and yet they still sort of live on and continue to be iconic. But I would absolutely love this if it actually does end up being an Excite Bike course, because it's not just the shape of the hills too. I think the stadium also is kind of reminiscent of Excite Bike as well, and I love Excite Bike. It's one of my favorite NES games, so yeah, I would just absolutely love that, and just to have an Excite Bike like car. Or I guess it would be a motorcycle would probably be more likely, or just a Mach Rider bike as well. This is just the sort of stuff that is just built for DLC, like absolute 100% fan service material.
It really is, and I'm also just really happy to see Wario's Gold Mine coming back, because I love that course, and that was one that I actually thought would make a ton of sense in Mario Kart 8. Because that one is like a roller coaster, and I can only imagine what they're going to do with anti-gravity now.
We were talking about other racing games that Nintendo's known for. What about Wave Race? We can go underwater.
Yeah, but Wave Race is kind of on water.
True, it's on water, but I feel like they could modify that a little bit so Wave Race might be able to work. Of course, it's throwing crazy stuff out there, but...
No, now that you mention it, that actually would be really cool. Like, instead of, it would be a Wave Race course, but now you're seeing it from a different perspective. Largely being underwater. That would be cool, like, especially if they could do something with that fortress level in Wave Race 64. They got lots of, like, debris under there they could serve as a, as a track, or things you can perform stunts off of or something.
It's just, I've noticed with Nintendo, it's the if you give a mouse a cookie phenomenon, where, you show us Link on a motorcycle,
right.
And now we're going to want Wave Race, of course. It's not unreasonable, too. It's just, like, they such a rich history, and I would love to see stuff like that, because... Okay, I'm going to ask this. Do you think these two are going to be the only DLC packs that we'll get? Or do you think that if they're successful enough that we'll see these continue on throughout the Wii U's lifespan?
I was wondering about that myself. Are they only going to continue to support it for a year? Or are they going to keep going with it and just keep it going? Which, personally, I hope they keep it going. I love having a reason to come back to Mario Kart and keep playing and checking out the new courses and all this crazy DLC, and $10 or even $15 for this much content seems extremely reasonable to me. And it is literal DLC, and people can't complain this is on disc or Nintendo who's just holding back content. No, this is honest to God extra content, and it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly be willing. I would pay $20, probably more, for each of these packs. Perhaps I just shouldn't say that, because Nintendo might be listening. No. But no, this is, I really do love the amount of content here, and I really hope they continue to do this. As I said before, I really like Mario Kart 8, but I've already grown bored at the selection, and having, I want more tracks. And having 16 new tracks in total will be awesome, but there will come a time where I'll tire of them too. So I hope that this is successful, which I can't imagine a universe in which it's not, that they just keep making more. The only thing that concerns me is a timetable on these. Like, why is it so far out? Like 6 months for the first pack, 6 months for the next one? I'm surprised they're releasing it as is instead of just doing like, 1 or 2 characters plus a Grand Prix instead of 2 Grand Prix. Maybe
just so they can put the level of quality that one would expect from Mario Kart 8 courses.
But no, you could do that, but have, why not focus on the first 4 courses, and then follow up with the next 4.
So you're saying maybe make it $5 and split the content up so you can get it out further. I don't know. That's a good question, but I mean, maybe it's just to help with the longevity and whatnot, and or something to that effect. I'm honestly not sure, because you're right. They could do that. That's what most other companies would do. But I guess to have it spread out 6 months like this, I guess they can really put forth that extra effort. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Now, here's my question about this, because the other game with DLC that Nintendo has released recently is Mario Golf, and I love that game's DLC. It's great, but one thing that really, bugs me about that game's DLC is that if you try to play online with like random people, you don't even have the option to choose the DLC courses, which makes sense because not everybody's gonna have the DLC, so it can't. You just can't choose it. But
right.
Nowadays, if I don't have friends over, if I'm playing Mario Kart 8, I'm playing it online. I've already played through all of the Grand Prix, so I don't have any reason to ever go back to any of those. So, do you think that we'll be able to play these online? Because if you can't play the Animal Crossing course or the F-Zero course online, I don't know how much I will be playing it, to be 100% honest.
No, I'm totally with you. I mean, I only play online now, really. I feel like there's a couple ways they can do this. They can do what like Halo 2 did back in the day, right? Where you could download maps in that game, and maps would be randomly selected as well, which means if you didn't have the DLC, you couldn't play on it. And the way they solved that, as I recall, is they have specific playlists or a specific mode you would go to if you had the DLC. And they could do it this way too, where if you had the DLC, you go to like a special matchmaking option, where the DLC would either be where it would only be those tracks, or maybe it would just be included as part of the random selection of that. So they could break it up that way, or they wanted to be really mean, they could have it so everyone can, hop into a DLC track race, but everyone who doesn't have the track can only watch the race.
Oh, geez. Just be stuck to spectator mode.
Oh, wait, you just brought up something else because, people are going to be, if people are online playing as, like, Link or whatever, on, like, Shy Guy Falls or something that's already on the disc, they're gonna have to program the game so that even if you don't have the
they'll
DLC,
be there.
They'll be there, because otherwise, the game will crash, or you'll have even more connection issues, which Mario Kart 8 definitely does not need.
Maybe this is the reason why it's taking 6 months between each of these. Just to get all that programming taken care of and getting that all figured out. Because, I'm totally with you guys. If I can't play these online, that sort of kills sort of the purpose behind them. They'll still be attractive, but I won't use them nearly as much because I only play online. I don't have any friends that come over and play Mario Kart. I tried once and he just couldn't get into it, so I'm like, I just don't have Nintendo friends.
Now, one thing I do wonder about is, I already mentioned I like having these, I do like the track crossovers. But there's something Ted said earlier where he described Link being on a bike. And just saying that, like, and looking at the picture, it is kind of goofy. So, I don't know, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Like, do you think, like, some of these make, like, I think the Villager, like, makes more, looks more natural in a kart, if that makes sense. But the Animal Crossing has always been about those crossovers. Nothing in that game's too serious, whereas Zelda has been a more serious game. I don't know, so do you think this is like sacrilege having Link riding a motorcycle at all, or?
Well, now you just gave me an idea for a kart in the game where it's...
Epona?
Epona is plays as a motorcycle. And then you can have Mario riding a horse.
I think that's been everybody's idea as soon as they saw Link there. It's just, okay, Epona has to be a motorcycle at this point, kind of like how you could ride Yoshi as a motorcycle.
Right, yeah.
No, I mean, it doesn't feel like sacrilege to me. I think it's something that you have to just accept because you got all these other strange characters racing around. What makes Link so special other than knowledge of his previous games? Plus, I'm also a pretty big fan of the Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed games, and you have you have fantasy characters in that game racing in jets, so I can't be too upset. Now, of course, they try to make those jets a bit more themed to their games to make it work a little better. But I think if you give Link his themed bike like Epona, I don't think many people have a problem with it. I don't think I've heard anybody scream sacrilege to this.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard anything. I was just playing devil's advocate there because I think it actually looks really cool.
I definitely think the course is the most interesting aspect because they really can change, how you play the game and the cards to a lesser degree. Now, we already talked about the other courses for the first pack, but the second pack also has some interesting courses. Of course, being the Animal Crossing one, which could be really interesting and have a lot of fun with the cameos, considering all the all the background elements you see before in just regular Mario Kart levels. So just imagining what Animal Crossing characters could pop up there could be really interesting. And I have a theory with the other picture of the other course for the second pack is this wooded area that we couldn't place at all until I looked at the Mario Kart Arcade GP that only was released in arcades. And I've never played it in my life, but I was looking through all the courses there, and it looked like it really resembled the DK Jungle course, which does start in a jungle and then loops to the right, as this one does. Now, Andre, I know you don't believe me at all. You don't think it loops in an oval like that one does. But I do like the idea of that maybe some of these DLC courses could be from Arcade GP.
It would make sense, especially with all the Namco crossovers or, collaborations we've seen recently. I don't think this one is that course. It does look thematically similar, but this one doesn't curve in an oval, I don't think. So, I don't think it is that course. But it would make sense to bring back those courses, which a lot of people, especially in the US, have never played. Like, Ted,
I've never seen a Mario Kart well, that part of it's because I don't think that there's any arcades anywhere near me. But even
or anywhere,
even if you do go to an arcade, what's the chances of running into a Mario Kart GP arcade cabinet? So, giving people a way to play these courses that have normally been arcade exclusive, I think is a really cool idea. I think just generally, I'm more excited. The thing that excites me the most is the possibility for crossover courses, because now that we have F-Zero and Animal Crossing confirmed, and I'm guessing we're getting a Zelda because Link's here. Now I'm gonna want Kirby and Pikmin and all this other stuff, and I'm never going to be satisfied. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most about this DLC, is just seeing what sort of crossover courses we can get.
It's funny you mentioned Kirby, since they did that Rosalina reveal trailer where they were showing him racing karts and him racing alongside him.
Oh my god,
Why isn't Kirby here?
They could bring in Kirby air ride courses. Oh my god, that would be awesome. Oh,
It would fit with
It
would fit with the Mario Kart 8 anti-gravity stuff.
Yeah.
DLC Pack 3.
Make it happen.
Yep, that has to happen. And speaking of packs, by the way, Nintendo just confirmed this for the US now, and each pack is only going to be $7.99 or $11.99 for both.
Oh, wow.
That is absurd.
Wait, $11.99 if you buy them both at the same time?
That is a ridiculously good deal. So you're getting 16 tracks, which is effectively half of Mario Kart 8 for $12?
It's like half off tracks.
That's absurd.
Get your Mario
Wow.
Kart tracks here, half price.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not even just 16 tracks. It's 6 characters, 8 new vehicles, plus all the different colors with the Yoshi thing. I know he sounds like a salesman at this point, but my god, it's just... Why can't other companies do DLC like this? Because this is how you do DLC. This is what gets me excited.
This is a really good deal, and although I think I do prefer, would prefer having it come sooner, I do kind of like the idea that, each of these packs is massive, Like, these are sizable updates, and that is just really cool. Yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I actually had an idea when one of you were talking about the Animal Crossing course. Do you guys think there's a chance the time of day in the Animal Crossing course could change, depending on what time of day you're playing it at?
That'd be really cool if they did, because they do with Smash, and it makes sense to transfer it here.
Especially considering how amazing Mario Kart 8's lighting engine is. I think it's totally possible.
Yep. Now, speaking of the Animal Crossing idea, do you guys have any, what else? We've already talked about it a little bit, but is there any other, brands or, characters or track designs you'd like to see in this game? Now that they're opening the floodgates to other, properties?
If we go in Zelda, driving through Hyrule Castle and having it be a variation of Bowser's Castle would be really cool. Or even driving through the Great Deku Tree would be pretty cool. But really, if you're talking about courses, name a Nintendo franchise and I want a course of it.
I'm just thinking through every single Nintendo franchise at the moment, and it doesn't have to be a franchise that got a character here, because we got the Blue Falcon, so we could so we got an F-Zero course. So if it has a vehicle possibility, it could have a track. So I'm just thinking, okay, if you give me the Pikmin chip, I want a Pikmin stage where you climb up a tree, like the stump tree from the end of Pikmin 3. I'd play a course based on that.
A Kid Icarus course flying through the air, firing all around you.
Oh man, that would...
How gorgeous would that be?
HD Kid Icarus Uprising would... dude, you're getting me too excited about this.
What about you, Andre?
I don't know if I can really think of anything else. They've already touched on some of the main properties that I can think of that would be awesome. I would just like to see even more retro tracks coming back. Or you know what? I got it. And everyone's gonna know where I'm going with this, I think. Where are the Double Dash tracks? Where are the Double Dash tracks?
They might pop up.
I just got another idea for a crossover track. Metroid. You say Metroid, and there's like a million different possibilities you could do. Like you could have it in space with the starship. Like you could, if you want something a little bit more like I guess non-gravity focused, you could have like Burnt Star Ruins or the something from Super Metroid. I actually think that the coolest possible thing would probably be like trying to do something wacky with the space station from Metroid Fusion, because not only could you have like gravity stuff, you could go through all the different sectors. And we should just give Nintendo's our ideas and have them pay us for it. And just like make this, give us money.
I like that.
We felt like that a couple times doing discussions like this.
All right. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts you want to touch on, or anything we haven't brought up yet before we wrap it up here?
No, just that this is probably the best case scenario we could have ever expected for Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Yeah, it's what we wanted and more, right?
Basically, yeah. It's just I did. There was sort of like a time when I didn't fit. We weren't really sure if we were gonna get any sort of DLC, and then we thought it might just be limited to the Mercedes stuff. So seeing that we're getting the DLC that we wanted is just, it makes me so happy.
Totally agree. I'm super stoked for this. I really like Mario Kart 8, and I can't wait to play more with this new DLC and having an on-screen map with the update coming in a week or two. Alright guys, I think that wraps up our Mario Kart 8 DLC discussion. It was a little bit more positive than our Mercedes DLC discussion, so thanks for watching. And if you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. It's a good way to keep up to date on everything we post. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more Mario Kart 8 and other things gaming as well. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.